Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL Jedi Show. This is Gameweek 7 pod. My name is Hafiz and I would like to welcome my buddies. First of all, Azmin to the stream. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah, all good, and looking forward to one more week before we head off to the international break.
Okay, good stuff. As you can see, Azmin on Green Arrow and also Afos to the stream. How's your feeling, brother?
Yeah, so far so good. Hopefully, you can get some tips from you guys and to keep me steady in my ride.
I should be asking your tips later. As you can see, my rank now at 5 million over that 594,000 594,000 spot, and yourself. Well done for both of you. You have been tremendous into top performance for the past 6 game week. Will be the last game week before another international break. So we shall look at what happened on game week 6, especially myself, who have been wildcarded, and we can mention that most wildcarded in game week 6 has failed in terms of getting that big points. And whoever still holding your wildcard and still managing your transfer, like Azmin and Afos, I guess you're on a better spot, and maybe you guys can share in terms of your when you feel the next wildcard spot that you guys are looking at. So maybe jump straight to the performance for this week. We start first with Azmin for sure. He scored the highest among three of us with 68 points. The average point was 50, just enough to get really a decent green arrow now at the spot of 352,000. Also, Azmin, can you talk through your team?
Okay, so yep, had a quite a good week. Alhamdulillah, quite surprisingly. I think this was the wildcard six popular wildcard week, so it was quite challenging to not feel the itch to also wildcard, but I did feel that my team had enough. Uh, Henderson with 1 point. Yeah, no surprises. There's another rubbish. Don't know. I mean, this is definitely a weak spot. That if I had to have a chance to know other issues in the squad, I need to discard this fire because this fire is now getting worse, and they are like third bottom at the moment. Crystal Palace, I think so.
Yeah,
So
they
that's
are
the
really
reason.
bottom.
Yeah, so it's totally not what we expected for Palace when we started off the season, especially with so many of us going for both Eze and Henderson. Okay, TAA had a 1 point, which to me was quite a shocker and a ridiculous goal that Liverpool conceded, and it was very very frustrating to watch that Liverpool match because they felt like they were only like in second gear for most of the match. Yeah, and the goal conceded was some misunderstanding between Konate and Ellison, which was just sakit hati. So anyway, so Gabriel 1 point. Okay, so this was the one where I think we talked last week about this, and we did to go double Arsenal defense or double attack, and my stand had always been that I was pretty sure that Leicester, Vardy has that habit of whacking one. Well, he didn't. It wasn't Vardy this time, but Leicester did actually score, and not only they scored twice by that James Justin. If you remember from a few
Yep,
seasons back, he
yep.
he had that you know way of suddenly randomly scoring these goals.
By the way, I
But
just want
yeah,
to touch one of the goal from James Jesse was a lovely one. That strike from
yeah.
James Justin, the second goal is so good. I just want to touch on that.
Yeah, although I haven't seen much content since the weekend on picking up James Justin as an option, surprisingly. But yeah, the goal, I saw that goal as well. It was quite incredible. It's something from a top, you know, from a player from a top team would do. So Gabriel, as a result, 1 point only. Smith Rowe blanked this time around against Forest. Rogers scored his first Premier League goal, so really happy with that. I've had him from game week 1, so after last week 10 pointer, another 7 pointer, so it's good to see it paying off. Salah had by his from by my standards about him, a disappointing one. But at the end of the day, he did score a goal. So turns out he was a better captaincy choice over the popular options of Haaland and Saka. Well, not Palmer, but I don't think Palmer was that popular choice leading into that week. My transfer was McNeil, and yep, and selling Minte for McNeil. This was the most amazing highlight that I felt. I was very, very happy when I saw one
The
goal and
highlight
two
of the
goals.
game week.
Yeah, and me being not quite not quite trusting Everton assets, decided to take the plunge. And one of the reasons I took the plunge was thinking that with Brandthwaite is back, then the Everton defense might be a bit more solid, which would allow Everton's attack to be better. And I don't know if that was ultimately the reason but Everton did record their first win, and they're off the relegation zone. Watkins, my purchase from the week before, continued on with 1 goal and 1 assist. So yep, I'm happy with that. Haaland had his blank, which yeah, I think we all have him, of course. And credit to Newcastle. So that was some amazing effort they put in, but it also something to think about with when regards to um, Manchester City when missing Rodri and KDB. We can look at it later, but it did seem like they were struggling to create, and especially when Foden didn't start either. So that and it was just frustrating. But credit to Newcastle, they really um, put in the 100% effort, which included my bench Murphy, by the way, who started and was quite amazing.
Again, yet again.
My unfortunately, my one other transfer from Game Week 4, Nketiah blanked once again, and time is surely running out for me because I picked him up at Game Week 4, and and he just didn't. He still hasn't scored. And then this weekend he's playing Liverpool, where I if Liverpool were as rubbish as they were last weekend, then I can see Crystal Palace scoring. So it could be Nketiah, I don't know, but even though Liverpool may win, but yeah, anyway, don't worry about that now. My bench, which is Fabianski, Murphy, and Robinson. Again, once again, I fail in my benching abilities. So I really thought Forest would score. So that was the reason. Oh no, not to say Forest would score. I thought that Fulham wouldn't score. So as a result, because we rely on Robinson for attacking returns, not so much as the defense. So I
Yeah.
thought Robinson wasn't going to get any attacking returns, so I benched him only for Fulham instead to keep a clean sheet. So it's
Mm.
quite surprising. But anyway, I'm very happy with my score. I don't deny that because it was quite a challenge to not try to squeeze Arsenal player in or two in, and I got lucky with that with the Arsenal result. So yeah, happy with how my week went.
All right, great stuff from your team. I can see your team continue to perform. Maybe slight now your concern in terms of the Palace asset. As we all know, Palace is now in the bottom three. So maybe that's a little, and the next game will be against Liverpool. So maybe that's a concern or transfer target that you're going to do. Maybe you'll share later on in terms of your transfer
Yep.
plan. Let's go to Hafiz, who scored 51 points, 1 point over average point. Still decent, but it just a red arrow for you this week from 469 to 593. Nothing major, I feel. You still have a decent rank. So can you just talk to your team? Of course.
Yeah. For keeper wise, same like Azmin, it was very frustrating one having Henderson from Palace. Palace seems to be like very leaky at the back. So I don't think I'll be changing the keeper at the moment, not until my wild card. So yeah, just gotta have patience to hold the Henderson at the moment. So for defenders, having double defenders from Liverpool, yeah, of course that goal concede from Wolves is a frustrating one. And Lewis, I was expecting that Lewis will be attacking more from City, but it turns out Vardiol, the ones getting getting the points, and I did the transfer to get Robertson in, so that was a waste of transfer and waste of points. Moving to midfield, I got win by captaincy, Captain Salah over Haaland, the popular choice for that game week. Saka, I think Saka lost a bonus point or assist or something like that, but he still got that one bonus point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just unlucky that he didn't get any returns from this game despite Arsenal winning 4-2 and a lot of corners and set pieces involved. Rogers got his goal, Bremo as well. Wings, this is where the tricky part. Wings comes in last minute over Howard. Bellis just for the sake that I don't feel comfortable having more than 3 defenders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm biased like that in terms of formation. Be
Yeah.
having 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 at the moment. So if we're between midfield or defenders, I'll be playing midfield, even though it is a defensive midfield one. So yeah, that was a lot for me. And Wood, yeah, unlucky to not getting any points, and Haaland having the first blank this season. I think it's the first blank, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So
so
I
yeah,
feel you should not be too depressed in terms of that Howard Bellis points on your bench, because I still feel playing Southampton away to Bournemouth, and we can expect Bournemouth to win that game. So
yeah, same. Agree.
so we don't expect like any points. If let's say 1 or 2 points, it should be enough. But wins still decent, even though he might not return you any points. So I don't think you make any error in terms of fielding wings over Howard Bells. That's my opinion.
Yeah, same. I do. Yeah, because looking at fantasy football hubs points, between Wings and Howard Palace both have 2.6 points predicted for that
Mm.
particular game week. So having both the same predicted points, I'll be playing midfield over defenders.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't feel much regret from that, as well as it doesn't impact me so much in terms of ranking. So yeah, even though the red arrow is not a huge one at the moment.
All right. Gustav, Foss, Min, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, that the wings thing is just bad luck lah. It's very hard to figure it out. Yeah, it's not really, something that you can legislate. Trust me, I know the feeling. But yeah, the Saka thing is being crazy, that that he was on track for his 3 bonus points, and
I thought he
was,
got that 3 bonus point, right? At first, three
yeah.
bonus and
Yeah.
2 for
No,
appearance. Now
first he
he
got
got
Because
three bonus
at
points.
first he got the assist for Trossard's goal, then it was noted.
Yeah.
Then they removed it because Trossard was a deflection, and as a result, but they removed his assist. But then the bonus points were still there. Then eventually they removed it towards the end. Yeah, but then all that, I just want to point out that all that has made me really scared against with the Southampton match, because I don't have Saka. But anyway, congratulations, Afas. Just just a bit. I think the frustrating thing is that too lah, that your two Liverpool defenders. What a
Yeah.
cock of rubbish! I'm so annoyed. So if
No,
I'm already annoyed with
ridiculous.
only with one team, you got two Liverpool defenders, and
Exactly.
yeah, that goal was just, oh my god.
Furthermore, Robinson comes in. Robinson comes in for Guardiola. So
Oh, 7 points.
uh,
And Guardiola,
yeah,
is it? Wow. I
yeah,
can imagine that.
and
Because
and
before
it
my
was an
wildcard, I have
unnecessary
both.
one. You read my tweet, Azmin, regarding the bias guilt. So now
Yes.
it's really so, yeah. Anyway, we
Uh,
move forward on
Fair.
next
I
week.
think on that defense in terms of Liverpool, those are one of the days. You just never know. There might be in terms of against Crystal Palace, it will be a different fortune. So we shall see. I think just need to be patient. You guys survived that Arsenal onslaught, so called. But the difference is you're both Captain Salah, which made a different 10 points over 2, so 8 points different. And then that's where your rank a bit better than others who actually decided to captain Haaland. All right, quickly to my team. This is, I think, most of template in terms of wildcard 6 and more or less. If I just read out from the community sites, averagely we scored this low 30 plus 40 plus points in terms of your wildcard. The most famous combo is like double defense for Arsenal, whether in the form of Saliba or Gabriel, or partnering with Raya, who there are some managers who decided to gamble on Raya. He did play, but Arsenal did concede that 2 goals, and luckily Arsenal scored late 2 goals to win that match 4-2. If not, Leicester gonna at least got a draw from that game. Steve Cooper just been excellent defending, but we touch in terms of result for each team later. Other than that, disappointing because if I do not wildcard, and we always talk about that, right? If I don't do this and so on, Guardiola points, Gordon points, who else? Jota points. he actually produced 2 assists, if I'm right. So those are the players that I had, but instead of that, I have the Gabriel, the Saka, and Harvard. So at least scored a goal at the last minute. Okay, so those are the triple Arsenal asset who a bit underwhelming. We expect from 4 goals, the Trossard and the Martinelli owners are the winner from last game. TAA 1 point, you already touched. Flecken 2 points. Well, I'm not so disappointed in terms of whether it could be a form of Henderson or even Raya. I think Flecken or Brentford have really decent matches. I don't expect they kept a clean sheet, maybe some odds games, but more or less I could live with 2 pointers, 3 pointers, 4 pointers from Flecken, and he's already cost 4.5 million. So I'm okay with that. Luis is a gamble in terms of certainty, in terms of minutes. I think a decision that I made because it's not my style in terms of picking players who, especially from Man City, who are definitely uncertain in terms of minutes. But that Rodri situation, injury, and I feel maybe that could lead to more minutes for Lewis, and he should play in the games that easier opponent, which later Man City have some decent fixture coming up. And maybe Rico Lewis will be the one that Guardiola will feel. So we shall see whether that will be the case for future. Luis Diaz, the most transferred in, the curse of most transferred in continues. So he blanked week. I think before this, I forgot the 2 players. João Pedro is one of them. So those are the and it continues. I don't know. This week most likely it will be Cole Palmer most transfer in. Will that be the curse continue? I'm not sure about that, but that is the team right now. Semenyo 7 points. Disappointed, but at least he got that 1 point. I expect more than that. Mbomo 9 points. Excellent. I mean, Mbomo, nothing much to say. He definitely in everyone team. Again, scored early game and first minute. And Mbomo is definitely a talisman for Brentford. If you don't have him, I think he's the number 1 that you should get. Saka 3 points. Rogers. I think this a decision that I made whether to play Rogers over Calvert-Lewin. Okay, DCL. Everton versus Palace. Villa away to Ipswich. I always bet the player who play at home, but I've decided Ipswich might be a easier opponent compared to Palace. He did there at least 1 goal. So I'm relieved with that decision. So I got that 5 extra point over that. Haaland blank. I think that's disappointing because all the others captainers, Salah definitely gained that point. So those are the players for this week. And drop rank from 5 million. Really, really underwhelming. 343 total points. I think Azmin 400 plus. I think 60 plus over or 80 plus over than me. Same with Afos. 416 if I believe. Then 50 points over than me. So a lot of catch up for me to do. I want to feel calm. But with this Palmer goal galore, everyone definitely going to jump on him, and he's score again this week. More the arrow for me, right? So, but those are the things that I have to hold on, and hopefully Palmer don't explode so much this week, right? Okay, anyone to say something about my team?
I guess because you wildcard, you're looking for it. It's long term, so I'm. But we can discuss transfers later, lah. In terms of what you want to do. So yeah, nothing really.
Yep. So in terms of wildcard, I think everyone who wildcard this week, if you got that 35 points, we expect at least 60, 70. We are looking at that points, to be frank. But we didn't get that, and life to move on. But there are some manager who also struck really bad luck in terms of having Bruno Fernandes in the team, the likes of Andy Let's Talk, FPL, and even Big Man Bakar. And they got their minus 2 points, and everyone like hitting them why they made the decision of Bruno Fernandes in the team. They have their own reason. They live with it. I think they will continue. If I believe Bruno Fernandes red card has been rescinded, right? So he should be
Yes.
available to play this week.
Yep.
So that's what I believe. So they can
Yep.
at least fortunate in terms of that situation. All right. This is a Cole Palmer show because he scored 4 goals. So why not we jump in terms of the Cole Palmer itself? We just focus on him because most likely he will be the most transferred in. 4 goals in the first half. I think he's the first ever player to do that. If I'm right, been hearing that on all the news.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer touch hit map. You can see on the touch hit map side. Most likely he play on the central to the right side. I think that's where he's gonna play, and he also taking set pieces and corner. He has been taking like 13 or 18 corners now for Chelsea. So in terms of stats on the right side box, you can see, so showcase the capability of Cole Palmer despite his pricing at 10.5 million, now at 10.7 million. People still doubt, especially on wildcard, did not decide to fill him. But some manager like FPL General and also late riser decided to fill Palmer. They've been rewarded with that 25 pounds. So the ownership been climbing to 45% right now, and looks like he is going to be increased until the end of the week. The FPL points now with 61 points. He's the second most or top performer right now after Haaland. So he is really up there. If you don't want to overthink in terms of Palmer performance, in terms of goals, 6 goals. First, in terms of goals, nobody else scored 6 goals so far. Assists, 4 assists, second. And then, but if you combine 6 plus 4 in terms of goal and assist, he is number 1. Nobody else had 10 attacking returns. And in terms of points per stat, 10.2, XG 3.66, third best, XA 1.88, 7 best. But in terms of XGI 5.24 is second best, if I'm right, after Salah. Then when we talk about Chelsea, goal involvement, 67% most likely will come from Palmer. Goal attempts 18, shots target 9, big chances 7. And in terms of chances created, 17 and big chances created 7. So in terms of goals and potentially assists, he is really up there. So you can expect he is a all-rounder, the talisman for Chelsea. Looks like he's a must-own right now. So I go to Azmin first. After that performance, 4 goals, how you view Palmer right now? Do you foresee him?
No, yeah, I think it's definitely a player to have, and for those who already have him, definitely there's no reason to sell him. You'd want to continue keeping, hoping that he'll maintain his good form. For those who don't have him, well, you have to figure out your route in terms of how you want to get to him, and whether it's worth in terms of the changes to your team to get to him. If for me, like at the moment, if you have Saka, I wouldn't sell him for Palmer. Okay, Palmer has Forrest, whose defense is arguably quite strong this season. Well, statistically, even last season towards the end was also good, and this season is looking good. I mean, they did keep a clean sheet against Liverpool, um, and of course, the next match they play Liverpool, and so whereas Saka plays Southampton and Bournemouth. So I do feel that you have to see who you are selling to get to Palmer. So for me, I don't have Saka, so that's not issue. So if I wanted to get Palmer, the only reason I could do that for a straight swap would be to sell Salah, because my midfield is Salah plus five cheapos. So plus four cheapos. Sorry. So definitely, unfortunately, I'm not willing to sacrifice Salah at this stage. So the other alternative for people would be to sell. I don't know. I guess those who have Bruno Fernandes, then a few more units gets you Palmer. That might be an option for those who have Bruno. But if you don't, then the only other thing is to part of a two transfer and you sell Haaland. And is that something? I don't know. Yeah, is that an option? I don't know. But don't tear up your squad to get him, because Haaland, Salah, Saka all have good enough matches to go. So if you have to sell one of those, I suggest you don't and just hang on.
Right. I go to Hafiz first. How's your feeling about Cole Palmer right now? Do you feel he also a must own, or do you feel we can still and not to go to him?
Yeah, I think he's, yeah, in terms of Chelsea is attacking. He's the one who been evolving in all of the attacks. He takes almost all the set pieces. He can score goals. He provide assists, and even what they call setting up the attacking build up. So yeah, but in terms of getting him in your squad, like similarly, like as we mentioned, is a very tricky one, because it's between these four premiums: Haaland, Saka, Salah, and Palmer. You can't really have all four in your squad unless you want to ruin the rest of your team. But yeah, so let's say for example, you pick Palmer over Salah, and then suddenly Salah getting all the points in the particular game week. Same goes to Saka. Saka has been consistently getting points, so but then suddenly this week he didn't get any returns, and Palmer suddenly shoots up to the sky, getting all these 4 goals in just one half. Um, so yeah, I think this season is a very tricky one in terms of picking up the premium players, and you just kind of have to plan ahead, or maybe just live up to your choices, because once you pick your players, then the one that you didn't pick suddenly get more points than the ones that you have. So yeah, I think that's a tricky part. But I think at the same time, in one of our stream previously, I was overly hyped for Palmer, but I got but suddenly Palmer's performance a bit slowed down. So I think I got away just to delay getting him. Um, yeah, I wanted to get him initially, but after a few weeks, his performance not doing so well. So I just delayed him a bit, and then suddenly give it 4 goals. So yeah, that's a bit frustrating. But at the moment, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been also hearing the people Palmer scoring 4, and he also worth a hit to bring him in. Is that something that people should be thinking? don't think so much. If you need to bring him for a hit, you just do it.
I think if it's again, if it's away and the hit does not involve, people like Saka and Salah or Haaland, then yeah, I think it's fine, totally all good. Yeah, I for me, if I had the easy route to bring Palmer, I would bring him in, but I don't. Well, theoretically I do, but I don't want to. But yeah, for those who are not too fixated, because I mean, take for example Salah. For me, I'm not ready to sell him. But if you look back at the past 3 weeks, he hasn't been
The
performing that
Salah that we
well
know.
as you would like. Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
for some, they may look at it as a reason that maybe Palmer is better returns. So you have to make the decision. Of course, the good thing about that is that it also frees up some units for you to spend elsewhere. So you need to decide that. Yeah, for me, I don't. I'm not. I don't think it's worth it. But if you feel that Salah's not worth it, that's when you sell.
So similarly, we look at the fixtures. Both Saka and Saka and Salah also have.
Of course, since you mentioned about fixture, let's just take this fixture
Yep.
up so everyone can
Okay.
see. And
Good.
you can see that Chelsea playing Forest at home before the international break. But after that, 4 matches: Liverpool, Newcastle, United, and Arsenal. They call this block that to bring Palmer, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. We wanted to jump in on the Palmer, just that Palmer get advantage from Forest, but we know that Forest defense at the moment doing pretty good. So it's either just bulldoze these four tough fixtures with Palmer, or we just have faith with Saka who have better fixtures, and also Liverpool. Even though we seeing Salah is not been performing like he used to, but at the same time we know what he's capable of. The moment people start selling him, and then suddenly versus Crystal Palace he got a hat trick or what, then people start regretting it. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of decision, our own decision, and gotta live with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can see in terms of fixture, okay, be there. But Arsenal, who Southampton, Bournemouth, then Liverpool and Newcastle. So it's mixed bag there also. So is it going to be a tricky one, right?
Yeah, it's just really tricky. I guess the question that you need to answer for yourself, where Palmer is concerned, and I'm not going to answer that for the viewers, is that do you think that Cole Palmer is fixture proof? If you do, then go for it. Yeah, you have to convince yourself that he's fixture proof, and then you can bring him in, because then it doesn't matter. He can score against any team. Yeah, so fixture
Fixture
proof. You
proof,
could
yeah.
argue that Salah
That's the
and
key.
Haaland are at that level where you're
Yep.
keeping them throughout. But then, does the same apply for Palmer? You need to decide.
Can I just add in difference? If let's say you're thinking about Palmer, he's not really involved in European competition, whereas Saka, Salah, who are going to involve, come
Yes.
into fray. So then that could be one of the factors that you need to take into account, maybe.
Yes, and just to touch on that European competition, whereas for again what you said just now about Salah and Haaland also being involved. Well, Salah and Haaland, when they continue to they will play in their Champions League, and probably like 70% of the 70 to 80% of the Premier League starting squad will also play in the Champions League. For Chelsea in the Europa Conference, that entire front line is different. They've got backups for every position. But instead of Madueke, they got Felix, and then instead of Sancho, sorry, they have Neto, and then Sancho they have Mudrik.
They
Instead
have
of
different squad
Jackson,
from
they have
for
Nkunku.
different
Yeah,
tournaments.
exactly. So they can swap a total different squad. So that is of course a reason why if you were why you would want to pick in
Yeah.
Palmer regardless. It's almost like all those players also did not register for the conference league. Yeah.
Yep, understand. I just want to give shout out to Rakan FPL, Brandon Ong, and so Sleepnut 13 who actually joined our stream. Brandon
Thanks,
did
man.
mention to you, man, let's take a hit. Scam tak? Ha 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 ha. Let's take a hit, man.
For me, it's not a scam. You can take a hit, but again, who are you selling? Yeah,
Yep.
you just need to decide. If you're selling for Bruno or Eze, sure, go ahead. I'm sorry, Bruno Eze, yeah, go ahead. But for Saka or Salah,
Salah,
no,
yeah,
I
don't
just
think
can't.
so.
Yeah,
Okay.
even for a hit.
Let's take a quick look of the team of the week for game week 6. So at least maybe we can just talk a bit which player to target. As you can see here, in terms of game week 6, there's a plenty of players from can see Spurs player here. Backline Vicario 6 point, kept a clean sheet against Manchester United. Van der Ven with excellent run and produced the assist. Everyone can see that 11 points. Then Leicester Justin 2 goals against Arsenal 12 point. Excellent goals from Justin. Representative from Arsenal, we have Martinelli and Trossard 13 and 12 points respectively. And McNeil, Azmin, who owned McNeil, got at 15 points, 2.2 goals against Crystal Palace. Palmer is the most top performer for game week 6 with 25. 4 goals. Can you imagine? 4 kali 5, 20 appearance points, 2 plus 3 bonus points. So those are the 25 points. Then Delap got that 2 goals against Aston Villa, but Watkins also alongside the lap is Watkins with 11 points. So well done who own Watkins in terms of ni. Other than that, not so much on Baleba, 12 points. Brighton because that trailer for to game Chelsea against Brighton. But I think guys scored a goal against Everton. So that's where he got that 9 points. So that's the team of the week. Afos, which player aside Palmer, we already talked a lot about Palmer, right? Who else in your radar?
Yeah, from keeper, I don't think I'm going to touch Vicario there. But in terms of defenders, Justin might be the one that people might may consider to bring him in. He's 4.5, right? 0.5. Yeah, maybe as a
I
as
think
a
so. I think so. I think so.
yeah, maybe as third or four defenders, because yeah, like the previous season Leicester playing, we know that Justin uh plays how he plays, he keeps on attacking, and once in a while he score goals. So why not having him now that he's already cheap compared to those previous seasons? But in terms of Van der Ven and Guehi, I don't think I'm gonna touch on them, because Spurs have been very fortunate playing at very poor defending Manchester United. It's really such a decade. But in terms of other players, I might be considering McNeil because of Everton's fixture, good run of good fixtures. Martinelli, those who pick him as a differential as their Arsenal attackers, well done. I think one of the website also suggested you want to go differential, go for Martinelli. I think it's a very good pick. But other than, oh yeah, Watkins, yeah, people have been very favorite having Watkins, but I don't feel it at the moment. Earlier the season, I think he's quite pricey, but for the past 3 game weeks, he keeps on giving FPL points. So yeah, I might want to consider that during wildcard in the
Azmin
next
already
few
taste
few game weeks.
that Watkins victory 2
Yeah,
weeks ago. So that's why he's feeling the
Yeah,
understand.
he's
That's
already
right.
feeling it earlier. Same goes to McNeil. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So,
I,
I mean, just touch a bit on Arsenal assets because people looking at double defense, people looking at Havertz, but not so much Trossard Martinelli. Is it now we should pay attention if you're thinking about bringing any Arsenal assets?
I think so. I mean, no, but of course, if you had the money and the space, then Saka and Havertz are still should be the main options. The problem now is that you got with order without Odegaard, then it becomes because we were concerned where Odegaard with Odegaard's absence that the potentness of Arsenal's attack would not be there, but it looks like it is doing well. They can survive without it, and Calafiore being played seems to have helped Martinelli in a way. So I think the only problem now is that with Arsenal, so it's so spread out. You see, in terms of anyone can score, so that's a bit of a challenge that need that you need. Sometimes it's just pure luck trying to figure out which one is the right one.
yeah,
Yep, I guess so. Other than that, maybe touch a bit. I know Spurs win 3-0 again. Hafiz mentioned about poor side Manchester United. I think Eric Ten Hag are under pressure right now in terms of delivery. But I just want to touch about Spurs assets because Johnson, I think that's someone people are looking at. He actually scored a goal and assist in this game. I think he got a return before this. And also Solanke delivered a goal, which people are thinking whether to get any mid price forward if you cannot afford like Watkins. Solanke could be the answer at 7.5 million or now 7.6 if I'm in terms of price. So is and Spurs fixture definitely going to turn the better after this. So what do you think, Afos? Prospect in terms of Spurs, even though you might not like on the defense side?
yeah. I think going forward, Spurs fixtures have been yes very enticing one. Next is Brighton. We'll see how if Brighton plays
Both will play
like he
highline. Can you imagine that?
yeah, if Brighton plays Highline like how they played against Chelsea, oh man, it could be a massacre for Brighton. Spurs gonna attack everywhere for Madison, Solanke, and Johnson. So yeah, it is what I'm concerned and what I'm worried about not having Spurs uh, asset at the moment. But yeah, we'll see how Brighton plays against Spurs. But I do like Solanke if I can afford him at the moment. But at the moment, should I need to bring him Solanke, I need to wildcard everything and set up the whole squad back. So yeah, at the moment it's not really a priority, but I just have to move on without any Spurs asset at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least, maybe I just touch a bit about Forest Fulham. In the end, Forest lost at home away to Fulham. The owners for Chris Wood or maybe someone at the defense for Forest who expect a clean sheet did not get that. Fulham got their first clean sheet, if I'm right. Robinson got that 7 point. Raul Jimenez continued to score again from the spot kick. So, I mean, no speed throw score, but Fulham looks decent now.
Yeah, it is. And one thing with Jimenez, he's gone back to that Jimenez we you knew from few seasons back. Does it quite
Yeah.
very clinical. Doesn't get a lot of chances, but when he gets a chance, he
But it
scores.
converts. Yeah.
Yeah. So and of course he looks like he does have the penalties as well. But yeah, if you're considering a cheap option, it's quite cheap. Yeah, definitely. If you need space elsewhere and need funds, then you could consider having him instead of some of the more cheap, expensive strikers.
All right. Good stuff. Kita already talk about team of the week. Bin, do you want to share something because I think you made some research, right?
Oh yeah. No, so I just wanted to touch on. Okay, let me just share my screen. So and I got to give credit to Planet FPL because I watched they were doing a statistical analysis and I felt it was so good. and it hits me on so many levels. So I'm just going to share my screen now. So I did a reproduction of what they did in Excel. I'm not sure it's whether it's the same it's not the same quality, but it's on Excel, totally on Excel. So I'm just going to share it now. Let me know if you can see it. Can you
The
see it?
most important things is the information, right, Min? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so this is basically shots, goal threat. So first I'm just gonna go with this is your shot, total shots. So in the total shots, can you imagine that Semenyo is second only to Haaland, which I didn't expect, and Eze is actually third. So hang on, let me just touch on that. So this side here, okay. So it tells you a lot, but then Semenyo, right, in terms of the shots, but on target only 7. It's like only 25% of it is on target. Now arguably you would say that this is bad, but then because of how many the frequency of his shots are, then it will eventually lead to goals. And the thing is, at his price, it's not a problem. Those who already have him, and you got to wonder, maybe you should even keep him and play him throughout those tough matches as well, because when he gets a chance, he will shoot. Maybe he's been given a chance to mandate to shoot on site. You know, and we know that this is what Eze has been doing as well. And but unfortunately, he's had less luck. Eze only had 1 goal to Semenyo's 3. Okay, so Salah has had even less shots, so only 20, and then you have a lot of 18s. So if I want to look at the shots on the target, um, let me just scroll that for on target. So you have on target 20. Haaland has had 21 shots on target, which just shows how good a striker he is off 31 shots. And that's why I want to bring you over to this column here, column O, which is the SOT percentage. So he has a 68% shot on target percentage.
Percentage. Yeah.
Yeah, so you look at it, who's better? Salah is actually better, but he has even less shots than Haaland, but then his efficiency is just as good in terms of on target. But in terms
I
of
can see
goals, it's
now
still
Jimenez have better percentage.
yeah. So Haaland, you see the goals compared to Salah. Salah has a lot more, just as much shots on target as Haaland in terms of percentage, but in terms of the goal conversion, Haaland is
Sure.
so much
Yep.
better in actual leading to goal. So these are two we kind of expected. But if you look at the bottom here, you got Solanke at 69%. So he's almost there. And of course, you bearing in mind he's played less goals, so that's why his figures are less. But then he's already had 13 shots in 4 games, and out of that he's had 9 on target. So it's pretty good. So just now, what you mentioned about Solanke, given that Spurs are also going to eventually have that good run of matches, I can see why people would want to pick him up. I was interested in him last week, if you remember. If I had to choose again, I would have chosen Solanke over Watkins. But at this time I didn't know this stat, and looking at that, the potential in the future for doing well is much better. And just to bring you down forward, just now we mentioned Raul. Look at that guy, 80% shot conversion. That's how clinical Raul is. And just there, 73%, which is Wood. So Wood, he doesn't get a lot, but when he does, he scores. Of course, penalties does play a part as well. But yeah, so basically, I just want to say, when you're looking at uh, people you hope to score goals, you do need to consider these factors. And also the price will come into mind, because that's where you have people like Semenyo all the way down there with only 25% conversion rate. Yeah, but you have to get the clinical ones, or if you can't get the clinical ones, you want the cheap ones, but at least they're shooting a lot, like in the case of Semenyo.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Interestingly, from this stats to show, I can see some of like Saka. You can see there in terms of goals comparing to other premium, he is really less. 1 goal only comparing to other than the Haaland, the Salah, the Palmer. So if you're thinking whether to pick and choose Palmer over Saka, I don't think it's a it's an issue to pick who was the better player, which is I can see this Palmer, even though in terms of shot they are almost the same. Uh, but
Yep.
talking about XG, Palmer is really higher, 3.26 over 1.69, right? And then Watkins there, 11 big chance, more than even Haaland. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much, if you are a Watkins owner, you're definitely comfortable that whatever chances or shots that he did is most likely a big one.
And speaking of Watkins, you remember that last season Watkins did actually score more goals than Haaland, so it's something
Yep,
to
right.
think about. Yeah, when to take advantage of that.
Yep, excellent stats from
Yeah,
FPL.
at
All
the,
about
at the
FPL,
same time, I
right?
just
This is this yeah, it's from Planet
Planet-
FPL, but the
Planet
stats
FPL.
I extracted are all from Fantasy Football Hub.
All right, good.
Yep.
Afas, you're saying something?
No, I was saying that looking at these underlying stats, right? Let's say for example, for forwards, for my preference, I'm much more biased looking at shots inside the box over
Okay, right.
shots. So you can see Haaland 29 over 31. That is really good good conversion, a good percentage. I can see just now Watkins 14 over 14, Wood 10 over 10, Wood Wood 10 over 10, and what do you call Raul 10 over 10. So
They
these are
just
the kind of
hang out
forward,
in the box, right? Yeah.
yeah, this kind of forward that you are hoping for is,
Okay.
yeah, really plays the role as a forward. You just wait inside the box. You got chance, you just shoot it. So yeah, these are kind of criteria in
Uh,
terms of
yeah.
selecting forwards.
Seeing this also, I'm surprised that I'm supposed that Johnson will be from Spurs, right? So
Yes.
Yeah.
18 shots, 18 inside the box.
Mm.
Wow.
All his shots were in the box, which is quite
Yeah,
quite
exactly.
crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yep. 6.5, right? If I'm right. So it's definitely an excellent price if you're thinking whether to dump any that the Aziz, right? So those
Yeah.
can be
So just to mention Eze. So if you look at Eze, his shots, more half of is the shots are from outside the box. He has so he's doing a lot of, maybe some of those are low quality, just shoot when you can. So that's where you see. And to some extent that goes with Semenyo as well. Yeah, so 17-11 compared to a lot of others. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's something that you wonder, is it just shooting on site without with his high quality shot, or just just trying his best? Because in terms of big chances, like Eze, only four, so that's not a lot. Considering he's got 25 shots and only four are actually big chances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similarly
Okay.
for Muniz, you can see 12 inside the box with 13 shots, but really low conversion of goals. So it's
That's
really
why he's no
disappointing
longer
one.
starting. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
all sold him, I guess.
No, I already tasted that Muniz, so basically it is definitely no longer an option until he
Yeah.
got that spot back from Jimenez.
Yep.
All right. I think we touched
Right.
a lot in terms of stats. It's a
Yep,
good
yep.
one, Min.
No
Uh,
worries.
let's take a look at game week 7 fixture, the last game before the international break. So what will be we'll be having for this game week? Opening fixture for this game week: Palace against Liverpool. Enticing one. We are definitely um, uh, interested to know how Liverpool lineup will be, because I think there's some rumors in terms of some Liverpool players might miss this game, the likes of Jota and so on. That those are the team news that we are going to look out in terms of the press news. Other than that, at 10 p.m. Malaysian time, we got 5 fixture there. Moneyball game, Arsenal versus Southampton. 3-0, 4-0 on the card. Well, that's what we can think. kept a clean sheet. Whoever have double defense will be a happy manager. We have Brentford's. Wow. Again, Wolves at home. Can Bomo score again at the first minute? Or definitely that's what our expectation is. Leicester versus Bournemouth. Interesting one. Interesting. Despite playing away, we do expect Bournemouth to win this game, but we shall see. Leicester at home. Man City versus Fulham. Fulham decent form, but it is Man City. We do expect Man City to win this game, and will be a big one. Foden did score in the midweek against Champions League. He might feature in this game. Then West Ham versus Ipswich. Maybe this is the right time if you want to jump to West Ham away to Ipswich, and we shall see whether West Ham can perform. Then in midnight, Everton, Saturday midnight, Everton versus Newcastle. Before on Sunday, Villa, Manchester United. Definitely, that is the people that I Villa versus Bayern Munich, Champions League. Then against Manchester United, Chelsea versus Forest, and then close with Brighton versus Spurs. Both are playing high line defense. So, what interests you, Min? I go to you first.
Definitely Arsenal versus Southampton. The number of months that Arsenal did against Leicester, and then the ridiculousness of play of Southampton. You know, those of you who already have triple Arsenal assets, especially if it's a double Arsenal attack, all the best. You know, I think you're in for some recovery from last week, hopefully. But I'm just trying to see if I can get in on it, because I just can't see Arsenal not trashing Southampton. Yeah, so it's just a case of, as we mentioned earlier, the problem is the spread of who's going to score. Yeah. But you need to buy. Sorry to use a gambling term, but you need to buy a ticket if you want to win the lottery. So at the moment, I only have Gabriel. Yeah, but of course, he can score goals.
Still a good,
You know,
it's a good pick. So
I'm still
Harry
too
Gabriel
nervous.
only.
Yeah, I mean I mean, I find this West Ham Ipswich one to be quite interesting, and considering Ipswich are slowly getting points along the way, and I think this could be a good match to watch. And if you haven't considered Ipswich yet, I do feel that if Ipswich manage to win this one, because West Ham's form has been rubbish, but they did manage to get a draw last week against Brentford. Yeah, then we might need to relook into see whether Ipswich assets are worth considering.
Yep. Hafiz, which match do you eye?
Yeah, but apart from Arsenal versus Southampton, I look forward for, like I mentioned previously, Brighton versus Spurs. We'll see how Brighton, whether or not they're going to play a very high line defense. So whether the Brighton is the team to target by playing the high line defense. So yeah, if so, I quite really worried not having Spurs, and then moving forward, all those teams against Brighton. Yeah. Apart from that, I also look forward West Ham versus Ipswich. So wanted to see my new Ipswich asset, whether or not contribute any returns.
Wow. Who are your newly assets? We shall touch later in terms of
I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay.
interesting. Just a quick one from Data SpreadX from Rob FPL, Rob T FPL. Just want to mention in terms of projected goal score. I do not have the visual here, but I just want to read out projected goal scored. Scott Arsenal is on top with 3 goals, and clean sheet odds. Arsenal is at the top at 55% odds to keep a clean sheet. So Arsenal, we expect big goals and confirm clean sheet. They are the highest. Next is Man City. At home, Fulham 2.65 goals. Man City has a clean shot odds of 46% after Arsenal. So both are thinking of getting that clean sheet. Then Chelsea at home against Forest. But Forest is a different animal, especially if they defend like the Liverpool game and then counter attack. Chelsea need to be careful. That I can say that. Predicted Chelsea to score 2.25. And then next is Liverpool away to Crystal Palace. So I think those are the big guns that we are looking at. And then Spurs, slightly lower than 1.95. So Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs are the team that we expect to score at least 2 goals, and Arsenal 3 goals the game. So I think pretty much said what's the this game week should be. All right, let's go quickly on the captain pick. I know both of you guys might keep the same captaincy armband, but we should. In terms of captain pick, poll, no surprise again. Everyone voting for Haaland, 50% out of that, almost 600 voters saying that Haaland is the best captain playing at home against Fulham. But Saka at second, home to Southampton, people already touched about that. Then Palmer, Salah at fourth, and T8 at fifth. Liverpool playing away to Palace, so I think maybe that's slightly why people are looking at that. But Saka and Palmer really looking interesting at second and third choice pick. Hafiz, would you continue to captain Salah again?
Okay. This week's captaincy pick, I don't think is a very straightforward one, but at the same time, the safe pick is Haaland. We know that, but okay. The way I look at it, okay, Haaland City versus Fulham, based on historical record, City has been trashing Fulham all this while, but this season's Fulham, they bring in Anderson, and so far their defense have been really good. So that's a mixed feeling, tricky one. Then we go to Salah versus Palace. You know that what's Salah capable of. This season, Palace has not been doing very well defending, but at the same time, looking at the Liverpool versus Palace punya record, it's not very high scoring goal in high scoring game. So, and then Saka versus Southampton, you know that Southampton are very poor, very rubbish. So, but I don't really have that feeling to captain Saka. It's just a matter of whether Haaland or Salah. But yeah, the safe pick is most probably Haaland. At the same time, Salah away playing Palace and first game
Yeah,
for
the early
Gameweek.
kickoff.
So early kickoff. So yeah, that's
That could play
tricky
into
part.
your mind, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So Haaland is in short, you're picking
The
Haaland.
safe pick.
Azmin?
I guess the challenge with Haaland is just that because the opponents are Fulham, who are actually number 6 in the league at the moment. Yeah,
Okay,
and
all
so
right.
you contrast that with Saka and Salah, who are playing the bottom 5 or the right team. So it makes but the problem with Saka, and which I think Afas also alluded to, is the fact that the goals are can be spread out with Arsenal, and
Sing on Saka alone.
yeah, so it's a challenge, and for me, my captaincy is currently Salah. Yeah. So one thing with Salah, where the early match is concerned, he has a history of not being affected in terms
Because
of goal scoring.
Salah,
Yeah, in the early match, he has that. So but other than that, it's just that Crystal Palace look bad, and they don't seem to want to acknowledge that they need to shore up. Whereas compared to Southampton, I do feel that Southampton they change the play, whereas Crystal Palace I don't see much change in play. So yeah, so at the moment it's still on Salah.
Right. Myself as my pick, I can't go that different so much. I'm definitely going to captain Haaland. Hopefully, the rest of other players going to perform for me this week. Let's go to our team pick. I go first because most likely I won't do any transfer and hold to my team. As you can see, money in the bank 0.7 million, one free transfer. This is my team for game week 7. Flecken in goal, Gabriel TA and Luis in defense. Saka as my vice captain. Mbomo, play Rogers, Semenyo, and Luis Diaz. Hopefully, if there is any news, I haven't saw that lineup. Liverpool, right? Luis Diaz did start. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't studied that. No, Liverpool haven't played yet. Yeah, is it for Champions
What
No.
League?
no, they haven't played yet. It's tonight.
Okay, so tonight we will know how's the lineup will be, and Haaland and Havertz up front, triple Arsenal asset. Hopefully, the goals are coming from Saka and Havertz, not Martinez and Trossard. It's in the midweek because Arsenal won against PSG, 2 goals. Who are the scorer? Saka and Havertz.
And Havertz.
So
Yeah, that's
can
those
that
two.
translate to this weekend? I really hope so. But the only thing that you can hope is the best for Arsenal players to turn up, okay, and keep a clean sheet. Other than that, I have DCL on my bench at home against Newcastle. Newcastle can be tough, a team, and Rogers against Manchester United, who are really in under low moral right now. We shall see against Porto, Europa League, right? Hafiz, tomorrow night, if I'm right. And if
Yeah.
let's say that match continue to defies for Manchester, then this could be the game that Aston Villa against Manchester United. But I do expect DCL, if Luis Diaz are the predicted not gonna start because that early kickoff we might have some lineup. Okay, and if let's say Luis Diaz start, and I think DCL is a really decent sub to come in. I would definitely put DCL over Luis Diaz. I got that news. Same goes for Luis. If there is indication Man City might not start Luis, Kolenko home against Newcastle is still decent to me because Newcastle are not the same animal or beast right now compared to me, and they are a bit fragile. So we shall see. I said did not play right last
Yeah.
week for
No.
Newcastle.
Not in the
So there
squad.
is potential a clean sheet if let's say Gordon still playing in upfront. Okay,
I think
that's
for you it really is about the benching. So yeah, okay, DCL. But yeah, again, let's see, any injury news or something that will make change. But otherwise, I think I'm okay. I agree with you on the benching of DCL for this one.
all right.
Really,
Good.
I don't really prefer to bench a playing forward, especially
Understand,
the main forward.
understand. But I think the fixture wise, I think the rest quite
Yeah,
decent unless
yeah.
I've decided.
Fixture wise, yeah,
Uh, if I've decided that maybe Rogers minutes might be uncertain after playing that midweek, but at least DCL could instead of wings could be option
Yeah.
coming on. I will prefer DCL at any time. All
Let's see
right.
tonight Aston Villa and Liverpool how they go. Yeah.
I
yeah.
think let's go to Azmin team. 0.2 million in the
Oh,
bank, 2 free transfer. Uh, I don't know whether this is your lineup because you still have Jacob Murphy and you have Fulham players playing away to City in the form of Robinson and Smith Rowe. So I'm not sure whether you're going to fill them.
okay, so yeah, I'm going to bench my Fulham players. I don't know how much. I feel that they have the least chances of actually getting anything at the moment for that because we saw Foden come back in midweek and it was kind of scary. so it may not necessarily be Haaland's scores, but then I think Fulham will concede and lose this match. So the question now is what do I do? And I am the past few days. Well, the past 3 days I've been living in FOMO, because of what Arsenal did against Leicester, and since Tuesday morning after seeing that Bournemouth Southampton match, so I'm currently looking at bringing Trossard in, because that's the only person I can afford over Martinelli. And why not Martinelli? Because Martinelli and Trossard are the same price, and I realize since the first international break, I have subconsciously tried not to bring any South American player into the lineup because of the next international break. Because I don't want to be tracking what planes taking off and then managers bullshitting about, we don't know what's going on with the players. So as a result, I just go for only Martinelli only Gabriel is my South American representative.
And you're
Um,
going for Trossard.
so that's why I'm going for Trossard. So how do I fund it? It will probably be I might sell ESR. So ESR for Trossard, I don't have enough. So most likely it depends on whether I sell Pedro Porro and buy a cheap defender at 4.5, 4.6. I am looking at the Ipswich Leaf Davis because he does take free kicks. And if I did mention about Ipswich, whether or not they were, are they ready for me to pick? And of course, I want to know who you picked because you've already got an Ipswich player. I feel like following suit, but we'll see. Or
But
my other alternative is, and this is the controversial bit, is to sell TAA because TAA has not his output has not been as what we would want it to be, and Liverpool are facing a harder run of matches coming after the Palace match. So I'm trying to decide whether it's worth it selling him and bringing either Guardiol, an example, or if I still feel like having a Liverpool player, then Robertson. Yeah, which
Robertson.
will give me enough funds to get to Trossard.
I think one question we want to ask: do you have a plan of wildcarding after the international break? I think that's also can play into your mind picking a player for this week. Are you planning?
Yes, but not for game week 8. Maybe game week 9. I feel like for game week 8, I still wanna see what if there's anything coming out of that. Yeah. So game week 9. I'm looking at game week 9 now.
I think Azmin tricky part is because he has Jacob Murphy and Nketiah playing home against Liverpool. I think that's the tough part. But you do not have choice because you're going to bench those the Fulham players. But
No, there's alternative to my other things. If I choose to ignore my FOMO and deal with my problems, and Nketiah for me is a problem. So who would I sell for Nketiah? And that is where I've looked at options. Those of you who follow me on Twitter will see I have this matrix thing going to try to help me get decisions, and it's possible between Welbeck or Delap at the moment that I'm considering that. So if I choose to ignore this Arsenal thing and just have
Jimenez?
confidence in my squad, then deal with the problem. So Nketiah gets sold.
Jacob Murphy, I don't know. Maybe you have to play him this game unless you substitute him. But I do feel Smith Rowe still a good pick, even though away to City. We already know City has the habit of conceding goals, right? And who
True.
knows,
Yeah.
right? Who knows? Smith Rowe could get. So I feel if I'm in your situation, if you want to do a transfer, just I don't know, Palace.
Nketiah.
After this Liverpool, they play Chelsea. Liverpool they play Forest then Spurs. Tricky one, and Palace are in the bottom two. So I can sense maybe that the transfer that you want to make. But 5.5, you have 5.7 million in the bank, right? Something like that, right?
0.2 in the bank. What?
If you let's say you take out that Jacob Murphy, 5.4, something like that.
It's 5.2.
5.2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, okay.
But money in the
the
bank, I
lower
actually have.
ones.
Sorry. Money in the bank, I actually have 0.4 million, not
Oh,
0.2. I do
okay.
actually have a bit more.
So if let's say you take out Jacob Murphy, the most you can get is somewhere 5.6. Is it?
Yes, correct.
You can't afford any Arsenal midfield from there, right?
Thomas Partey.
The only field I can see is Semenyo at 5.5 million playing away to Leicester, but it's a 1 week ban because after that they're playing Arsenal. McNeil you already have, so I cannot suggest that, right? So
Yep.
so it's tricky.
I have to decide about between the FOMO or dealing with my problem.
Oh, I can sense this because you don't have any Brentford midfielder. So Carvalho 4.8 or Shade at 5 point plus can be an option. I think so. At home against Wolves. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been looking at Carvalho, but Got Liverpool bias there, but still not. He doesn't, because I want someone who will last the distance.
Okay.
And Carvalho doesn't strike me yet.
Right. Okay. I don't know Afas if he has any better idea than me.
I I might downgrade Eketia to a 4.5 forward that allows you to have a 7 mil to upgrade Jacob Murphy to Martinelli.
That's too.
So you
That
and
could-
then you
that
play
could be an
and then
option
you
lah.
play Smith Rowe.
Yeah, that could be an option.
Hmm.
Whether Azmin like to have a 4.5 million forward lah. That's he
Basically,
needs to
someone
think
who
about.
doesn't play, lah, right? There's no
Right.
4.5.
Who doesn't
Yeah.
play? Yeah.
Yes. So you have
So your main
players who
formation
not
will be
playing lah.
3-5-2.
Marco and also someone at 4.5 million. Whether
You're right. It gives me just enough to get to Trossard. You're right.
Yeah, just enough
Hmm.
for Trossard or Martinelli. So you'll be playing a 3-5-2 formation as a backup
Yeah.
with Robinson to come in just in case.
Okay.
That could be
Okay.
an
All
option.
right. All right.
That could be an option.
Yeah. So save
something for you to
save
think
one
about.
transfer for the after the international break, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let's go to Afos team. This is your team. I think you already made your move, so you can reveal here, I suppose.
Yeah, I did make my move. I took out João Pedro because he's uncertain when to come in. So
Delap.
it's a matter of picking because my money in the bank are really tight. So I let go João Pedro at 5.6, remember again. So that leaves me 5.7 forward. It's a matter of whether I pick Raul Jimenez, Liam Delap, or Vardy. So when I look at the underlying stats, Vardy's punya shots in the box is not very convincing. Raul Jimenez and Liam Delap has very good shots inside the box. So, but then question myself to ask, because Raul Jimenez did not start early of the season because he's been his uncertain. Fulham playing Muniz first, but then for the past 3 game weeks he's been scoring goals. But the only decision that because Fulham next is City, so I do not want that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I did pick
Not a good
Delap.
entry point.
Yeah, not a good
Yeah,
entry point.
Delap.
So I did Pedro to Delap.
All right.
Looking at Ipswich fixtures, quite okay, and Ipswich forward, I think Delap is the target man to score.
Fair. He already got 3 goals so far, right, if I'm right. So
Yeah.
how you going to line up? Are you going to play Delap over Wood, or you playing Wood also?
Yeah, I'll be playing Wood despite the tough fixture against Chelsea. So I'll be benching Wings,
All right.
Faiz, and Harwood Bellis.
Okay. And play Delap, right?
Yeah, and play Delap and Wood.
All right. So far, so good. Are you planning wildcard after international break?
Yeah, probably. But like as we mentioned, maybe not game week 8, not straight away. Maybe a week after that. We just wanted to see who managed to catch in the flight to start their next game, or who's injured last minute, or what, having a rest day or some a
Yeah.
rest week or something. So, and also
All right.
looking at how my teams, whether or not I need a major change, or maybe I can delay that wildcard. So
Fair.
depends.
All right, good
Still
stuff.
depends.
So Afos already settled into transfer. He doesn't need to think over the weekend. Myself also, I'm not going to move. Only Azmin, he needs to think his move. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Let's take some questions. We already 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we try
Yep.
to wrap up soon as possible. Rakan FPL, as usual, a lot of questions. We shall try to answer as much as possible. First question, I go to you first, Azmin. Salah to Palmer, FOMO. Thought.
No. Next.
No. Okay.
No,
Salah.
yeah, no,
Because of
yeah.
different. All right. Afos, you have Rico Lewis. Would you bench him?
Uh,
Oh
I
no,
don't,
will
I don't
will
think.
No, the
Rico
question
Lewis
is, will he be
benched?
benched? Yeah,
We won't know, right? But what's your expectation?
start.
I still be playing Rico Lewis. Still be playing Rico Lewis,
Even
but
though
it's,
he
it's
played,
uh,
I think he played 90 minutes, right?
Yes.
This Champions League game. I think he played the full 90 minutes.
if I have another defender that is worth playing, that I'm confident that we will be having expected points more than Rico Lewis, that I might play him over Lewis, but I think I'll still be playing Lewis still.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Konate or Virgil, if you can't afford TAA or Robertson, man, you okay with this pick? Konate scored goal, right? 7 points. He got that last week.
Um. Yeah, but you go Konate if you can't afford, because you if you can't afford Robertson, you can't afford Virgil either. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's
but it's
Konate.
6 points something.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
price alone, then definitely go for Konate. Yeah, but even
I think Konate at 5 million is still decent pick, right, man?
yeah, I think it's still decent. But
Yeah.
if you ask between Virgil and Robertson, it's about the same. Yeah, because Virgil is a headpiece head from headers from set pieces.
All
Yeah.
right. Madueke over Sancho. I'm not sure about this because Chelsea midfielder is a minefield right now. You go anywhere, the only player that's safe. Even Palmer is not safe in terms of playing 90 minutes. But you reckon in terms of Madueke or Sancho, Afos?
I think looking at the recent performance, I think Sancho has been playing well. I think he's more focused for Premier League punya games, you know. So yeah,
Sancho's
I might pick
I
Sancho.
do feel I got to give credit to your manager Hafiz, because he's turned Sancho into a great player. Whatever happened at Manchester
Yeah,
United, sorry
not
Hafiz,
like
but
that
but
stupid
but
guy.
yeah,
He need to be loved. He need to be
yeah,
loved.
and Sancho is more of a team player than Madueke. Madueke can be quite
Exactly. Yeah,
selfish.
selfish and greedy. Yeah.
Question to Azmin, Trossard, Martinelli. You didn't mention about Trossard because you're concerned about that
On the
South American
page,
player. You stick
Yeah,
with that?
Trossard. Yep,
Okay.
it's
trust.
Trossard.
All right. Forward players, Solanke or Jackson. Interesting because we have not really mentioned about Jackson, but he did deliver last week, maybe in the assist. Solanke, more attention right now. What do you feel, Foss?
I think based on recent performance, I might go for Jackson, but at the moment, yeah, people have been bandwagon to Solanke, especially next game is versus Brighton. We see how Chelsea play versus Brighton, so maybe
Spurs. Oh
Solanke
yeah,
can get, yeah, maybe
same.
Spurs can take that advantage versus Brighton, especially if they're still playing that stupid highline defense.
Right. Fair.
Yeah, Solanke for
And also, I
Sanchez.
think
Yeah.
Solanke takes penalty, right, in the absence of Son,
I
maybe,
think
or
I don't know
Medicine.
if it
I
Madison.
think
Yeah, I
so.
don't know.
I think so.
We haven't
We
found out
shall
yet.
see.
Yeah, okay.
We haven't found out. Sanchez or Flecken, mean if you're thinking to have a cheap keeper.
I think Flecken has the better opportunity for a lot more saves, so I'm going for Flecken.
All right. Question for Afos. Sleepnut 13 asked about who's the best 5.5, 6.0 million forward. You already transferred in the lab. Do you feel he's the one that if you're suggesting to anyone?
Best at the moment. If you're looking at fixtures wise, I think Calvert Lewin has better fixtures. I think Calvert Lewin 6.0, right, or 5.9
Yeah,
something.
6.0, yeah.
Yeah, I think Calvert Lewin is the one to be picked, apart from maybe the likes of Raul. If you're confident with Fulham punya attacking, and then maybe like dia Dilap from Ipswich for forward.
Okay. Fair. Last question. Zubi asked about this to Azmin. Salah and Delap or Solanke and Palmer. Wow. Solanke and Palmer sounds really good
Very rich.
for the next 2 game week. What do you
Oh,
think, man?
what a question! Oh my god. Salah and Dilap. The thing is, yo, no, look. Salah will play Palmer in game week 8. Okay, but yeah. So game week 7 is before international break, and game week 8 is after. So, but the thing is, Salah plays at home, Liverpool. Yeah, so I'm going to go for the home and say Salah. Dilap.
But looking at this, I'm more enticed Solanke and Palmer combo, right? Because both have opportunity to deliver better
Sounds
than
more
both.
explosive, right?
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
Spurs play West Ham, which is a derby. So yeah.
Yep. So Zubi mentioned about, I agree, I'm looking to transfer in Palmer in for game week 9 for Salah. So that is their plan. Okay.
Oh,
Good
okay.
stuff.
Okay. Skipping
All right.
Salah.
Thank you everyone for joining the stream. Yeah. Thank you for your support. Do hit the like button and subscribe to our FPL Jedi YouTube channel to support us and receive early notification whenever we are live. So last word from Hafiz first for this game week 7. What's your tips?
Tips, just keep faith in your lineup and then move forward. Don't chase past points.
Whoa.
Palmer is past points. You just gotta move forward.
Wow. Past, present, and future. Wow. Man, your last word.
Yeah. Again, look out for the European matches and make your decision from there. And I'll see you on the other side.
Right. Thank you guys for joining. And hope you have a good weekend. This will be our last stream before the international break because we might not on deadline stream. But whichever decision you make, trust your guts and may the force be with you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.